Welcome back, you cute, sweet, amazing,
Sweet
sexy,
new. All right.
phenomenal.
All right. Run out of words again? You do this
No,
every now and
no,
again.
no, I got
Yep.
one
Yeah,
more.
you did. Nope.
Magnificent,
Okay.
articulate,
All right. That's two more.
succulent.
Okay. So you can't think of words and you can't count.
One
Cool.
more, one more.
Oh, here we go.
Amazing.
There it is. All right.
Welcome back.
Sweet's new on there, by the way. Sweet's brand new. When did you start saying that one?
Welcome back, you sweet anime lovers.
All right. Let's double down on it. I like it.
We are back with a special,
I guess this one's a little different.
special
Finally.
episode for you guys today. We're getting into the 2024 Anime of the Year award for Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Now, real quick, before I kind of go over the nominations, I want to say this is something I've never quite understood about award shows.
Mhm.
So technically, this is the 2025 Crunchyroll Awards, but all the winners are from 2024.
Do they need to change that?
It's not just the Crunchyroll Awards. Everybody does this, and it always kind of fucks with me a little bit.
Oh, it
And
fucks
there's
with you a
no
lot.
way, and there's no way I'm the only one who thinks that. But
Yeah.
it's like, all right, so you're the 2025 Crunchyroll Awards, but
Mhm.
we're announcing the winners for 2024. Why not just say you're the 2024 Crunchyroll Awards? You know what I mean?
Yeah, even though it's in 2025.
Even though it's in 2025, like I understand that it's in
It's a lot of 20s.
2025, but all the animes are from 2024, so you might as well just call it what it is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But in case you guys didn't know, they're announcing all the winners May 25th, so make sure you guys check that out. Watch that shit. This is not a paid promotion, but we are getting paid for it, but not really. I don't know where I was going with that. I was just about to be stuck in a loop. But yeah, so we're only going to cover there's what 24 categories. We're only going to cover the one this time around because we only have an hour to really discuss it, and we
Yeah.
can't go over all of those categories. There's too many. But we're gonna go over anime of the year, the big Kahuna. Kahuna? Did you know
What
it
the
started
fuck
with a
is a
J?
what's a Gahuna?
I have no idea. The big Kahuna.
Sounds like a vagina.
Ew,
Put
nasty.
your
You
Gahuna away.
nasty. You nasty.
Put your
Ugh.
Gahuna away, you goony goo goo.
You dirty
It's like,
bitch.
that's a lot of
God
G's.
damn, dude. I'll put it away. Fine.
Fine,
But
dude.
yeah,
I
so
thought everybody was
the
pulling it off.
nominations this year are gonna be Dan to Dan,
Uh-huh.
Delicious and Dungeon,
Uh-huh.
Frieren Beyond Journey's End,
Uh-huh.
Kaiju number 8,
Uh-huh.
Solo Leveling,
Uh-huh.
and Apothecary Diaries.
Uh-huh.
Now, on that list, we've covered what? One, two, three of those, right? So we've
1,
covered three of those
2,
on this.
3. Yes, and we're getting close to 4.
Yep. I've watched all of them. You've watched what? Three of them. You started a fourth,
Yeah.
and you haven't watched the fifth or the
I'm
sixth.
about 3.5 into the 6.
Okay, so you've
Or
watched, yeah. So
yeah,
you've
yeah.
watched Frieren, right? Or you
Or
started Frieren?
I'm halfway through Frieren, and then
Yep,
I've
because that
watched
is one of the next ones we're gonna cover.
Dandadan, Kaiju
Yep,
number 8, and
yep.
Solo Leveling.
Yep, and you need to watch Apothecary Diaries and Delicious in Dungeon.
I wouldn't say need to, but
I mean, they're nominated for Anime of the Year.
I don't know about need to, but
Yeah.
I definitely am considering watching both of those.
Now,
Y'all
out of
can
those
already see
two,
where my
I
fucking
know, I
shit's
know, I
going.
know you watched the trailer. So out
The
of those
trailers,
two, was
yes.
there any trailer of
Apothecary.
either one? Apothecary
Yeah,
Diaries is the
that would
trailer.
be the one that I would want to watch. Delicious looked stupid as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. It just looked boring. It looked kind of like PG.
Yeah.
It looked very like, whoa, don't get in it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Whoa,
Yeah. Now, full disclosure, guys, we were talking about this a little bit before, and we kind of got into it on Apothecary Diaries because he's watched the trailer, and then
Mhm.
he read the description, and I was like, "So you have an idea of what it's about?" And he's like, "Yeah."
This
And
is
then he
what it's
tells
about.
me what he thinks it's about, and I go, "That's not it at all." I go, "Where did you get that from?" And he's like, "Dude, I read the description." And I go, "That can't be the description of a show that I've watched because that's doesn't." I was like, "They only got like one detail right on Apothecary Diaries." So then he actually read it to me,
This is Crunchyroll,
and
by the way.
Yeah,
Z
he read the description on
description on
Crunchyroll,
Crunchyroll.
and I was like, "Wow, that's not right at all." Like, what you took from the description was correct,
Mhm.
but the description doesn't accurately describe the show.
Right.
Now, and that begs a point here, does anime do that often? How often before you start a random anime do you read the
The
description?
description, I
Yeah,
never did it until we started the pod, quite
really.
literally.
Do
Never
you
did
do
it
it
until we
how often do you do it now? Because 'Cause I've very rarely done it.
well, unless it's a guarantee, so unless it's like Kaiju number 8 or Solo Leveling, something to that
Uh-huh.
magnitude where I know I'm just gonna watch it, um, or JJK,
Right.
Dandadan, things like
Where you're
that,
hearing a whole bunch of people
Frieren,
talk about it. Yeah.
I won't watch it or I won't read the description, but,
Okay.
for ones where not a lot of buzz around them, don't really,
Yeah.
literally like these 2. I feel like there wasn't too much buzz around Delicious in the Dungeon or
There
Apothecary.
really wasn't.
I never
There
heard.
was more buzz around Apothecary Diaries than Delicious in the Dungeon, I will say.
Uh-huh.
So you're not wrong though. I would say out of everybody on this list, those two had the least amount of buzz out of all the
Right.
animes listed for anime of the year.
Right. And to be honest, my circles never heard of either of those 2, whereas I did hear about Frieren. So that's where it's like,
That's fair.
all right, well, I don't see a need to watch those 2, but I'm
Right.
assuming you've watched both of those.
I've
Have you watched
I've
all
watched
6?
yeah, I've watched all 6. I've watched all 6. Now, real quick, when I'm picking a show because I'm constantly watching anime, it's kind of like my pastime at this point. I don't read descriptions. I look at user reviews and like their scores. So it's rare that on Crunchyroll you see something below a 4. So if it's below a 4, I won't touch it at all. Usually, unless there's like a lot of hype around it or there's something going on about that specific show. But if it's below a 4, I hardly ever will even bother trying to watch it. And normally, if it's above a 4.5, then I'll make sure I add it to my list and watch it. Even if it doesn't seem like it's something I'd be into, just because if that many people liked it and that many people rated it that high, then it's worth watching, to me at least. And so far I haven't been disappointed by that system.
Yeah, I mean,
Anything I've watched that's a 4.6 or above, I've if nothing else, even if it's not my favorite anime, I've enjoyed watching it. You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think I just did that the other day with campfire cooking. For those of you watching, you know what I'm talking about. The title's actually a lot longer than that. But it was like a 4.7 on Crunchyroll, and I was like, there's no way I'd like this. It's about this dude who just cooks and shit around a campfire. And then I saw the ratings and I watched it, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty fucking good.
Mhm.
This is actually a pretty good fucking show.
Mhm.
So that's how I go about doing it. Um, with that being said, before we kind of start talking about the individual ones, do you think there were any snubs? You personally, do you think there were any snubs that you remember watching that should have been on this list?
Yeah, and I guess I could be wrong. I'm not too sure on whether or not it was released in 2024, but the 2 that come off the top of my head are Blue Lock
Mm.
and Oshinoko.
So both of those were in 2024 when they came out. The season 2s
Yeah.
for both of those. Yeah. Oshinoko, I think Blue Lock, I think I actually had thought about that because of how much I enjoy Blue Lock, but the problem was there was a lot of complaints about the animation. There was a
Whatever.
lot of
Well,
complaints about the animation.
what do you think
So
about the
although
animation? That's
I
what
thought the
really
animation
matters.
was fine, but I didn't want to consider it a snub just because I heard so many people talking about how much they dislike the animation for it. So I was like, I don't think I can call that a snub, although I really enjoy it. And then what was the other one you said?
Oshinoko.
Oshinoko, I think had a strong case.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think it got nominated in best continuing series.
Mhm.
So it did receive a
Yeah, I
bid.
feel
It
like
just didn't get anime of the
they
year
try to
bid.
get newer, like new animes in the list for anime of the year each year
Yeah,
because I know Oshinoko was on last
right.
year's. I don't know if it won or not. I don't know when it ended up winning
It
the
did not. No.
2023
JJK season 2
JJK.
one.
Right, which makes
Rightfully
sense.
so.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's where I'm like, okay, well, with this year's anime of the year list, did they really just try to promote animes that hadn't really gotten that shine for the most part, outside of maybe Solo Leveling and Dandadan? But um,
Kaiju number 8 got pretty popular.
yeah, and it definitely belongs.
It didn't have as much hype as Solo Leveling
No,
or
but
Dandadan,
But,
but
my point being is that, like, if JJK came out with a season 3 this year and it was still, like, solid, but maybe not to season two's level, but it was still solid and you know how massive it is just
right.
already, would it have booted one of these off the list? Probably.
Uh,
You know what I
maybe.
mean?
Yeah,
Whereas I
maybe.
feel like
That's an interesting way to look at it.
they
Yeah.
may have, like, kinda shitted on Oshinoko in that way because it's not a big shonen. You know what I mean? Like,
See,
Oshinoko's an incredible mystery story.
right, and we have this conversation all the time because actually Apothecary Diaries, I would describe that as an incredible mystery story. Like there's so many moving pieces in it. Um so I would actually like I would
Incredible.
consider those very similar
So then
in
you
that
love
regard.
Apothecary then.
I really enjoy Apothecary Diaries. I really do enjoy it. It's actually really fucking good. It's something different. I really like it. But oh man, I completely forgot my point. I completely spaced out.
The Oshinoko,
Yeah. So
mystery.
Oshinoko, we've talked about this before, but I really think what's holding Oshinoko back from
Oh,
being as
is it
big as it could
being
be, High
fucking
Dive.
yeah.
High Dive because it's
Crunchyroll
on
doesn't
High
give a fuck.
Dive
Why would
and
it
it's
promote something on High
exclusive.
Dive?
Well, I mean, they had it. I actually had this listed down as a point. So I was like, I wonder if they specifically pick something that's only on another platform to be like, hey guys, we're including all animes, not just Crunchyroll, right?
Right, and Oshinoko
Because
had an incredible amount of
right,
like,
but
it was
season
kinda,
one,
like, undeniable,
right,
which is why
and
Crunchyroll, in part to what you're saying, did
right,
what it did.
right. And then I was like, wait, are they doing this kind of on purpose? Because Delicious in Dungeon, that's a Netflix anime, and it's only on Netflix,
Yeah,
if I recall right. Guys, if I'm wrong, go ahead and bash me for what you will, but I'm pretty sure that's only a Netflix anime.
it looks
But
like
with
one,
yeah, but with that
to be
being said, I
honest.
know you said it doesn't seem like it's that interesting or it'd be that good, but I actually really enjoyed Delicious in Dungeon, and it took a fucking dark ass turn.
Mhm.
Like, I don't wanna go into too much detail because eventually we might cover it and you might
Yeah,
watch
no,
it, but
I was just
it
saying because of the trailer. Like, the trailer
yeah.
doesn't show a dark turn.
No, it does not, and it gets fucking that one gets darker than I ever would have thought.
Hmm.
But it's because for the
I
most
mean,
part, you
people are
start
getting
watching
eaten.
it. Yeah, you start watching it, it seems like it's lighthearted, they're fucking eating monsters essentially is what it's about. And you're like, "Okay, it's kinda lighthearted while they're doing some shit," and then fucking, like, halfway through the season, just a switch hits,
Mhm,
and it goes fucking dark
mhm,
real fast, and you're like, "What the fuck am I watching now?"
mhm.
It's like the opposite of, Vinland Saga,
Yeah.
where
Where
Vinland
Vinland
Saga
Saga
kinda
slowed
lights
down.
up and it slows down, shit like that. Fucking
Yeah,
Delicious in Dungeon gets real dark. I cannot stress how fucking wild that one ends up
yeah.
being.
Well, and we never got to, so we talked about my potential snubs, the Oshinoko
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Blue Lock Warriors.
So my potential snubs are Windbreaker, who I think is nominated in a different category. I
Mhm.
just enjoyed that shit so goddamn much. It's so good. Even season 2 so far is real
I
fucking
mean,
good.
it is just the epitome of just
Fucking
action.
throw them hands, dude. Throw
Action.
them hands. That's the show. That
Well, and
should be what they
action.
call the show,
Yeah.
you know?
Throw them
Throw them
hands.
hands, nigga. Hey, did you watch Throw Them Hands last night? Yeah, dude. It was
Yeah, you
crazy.
see the way
They
that
were
nigga
throwing
threw
them
them
hands.
hands? Hey, you see the way that nigga got kicked down the stairs and shit?
Yep. Like that shit is fucking so good. Like to your point, it's action. It's all action all the time.
That's a show you
Even
wanna watch. That's a sh
even when he's just talking to people, it's turns into like a confrontation all the time. Even him talking at people is fucking action. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, because he's
Yeah.
so goddamn
That's a
confrontational
show where you could literally call 8 of your anime buddies and get a room where you guys have a massive big screen and just
and
fucking
just
throw on Windbreaker.
run through it.
And just
Just
run through
run
it.
fucking
Just,
through it. Yeah.
"Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Oh,
Niggas catching the beats.
damn!
God
He's getting his ass
damn.
kicked."
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. But I think Windbreaker was a big snub for anime of the year. I would have liked to see that one up there. Bleach, it didn't go for anime of the year last year. It's not going this year. I'm not sure what the deal is because it's Bleach is one of the big three.
Well, in Bleach, what came out this past 2024? Thousand Year Blood
It
War.
part like 4 or 3. I don't remember which exact part it is, but
Okay.
another
But the one
another
that
section of
the
Thousand Year
most
Blood War.
recent that we covered,
Yeah.
like the ending
Um.
part to it.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's like so that one came out, and I believe it's nominated in another category as well. But
Mhm.
I would have liked to see it as a big three, as one of the giants that with great animation. I really wish that one would have been up there. And then my dark horse on the snubs is Wisteria Wand and Sword. I enjoyed that goddamn show so fucking much.
Yeah. I mean, it was
I th-
solid.
I thought the animation was great. I thought the storyline was
I
solid.
don't know, it's just
It
kind of a
added some
Carmen copy
humor.
of Black Clover, no? I mean, it's like
I wouldn't call it a carbon copy. I would say they kind of
that's a
fall along
carbon
lines.
fucking
So,
copy.
I mean,
He is Asta 100%.
uh, you know, as I'm sitting on it, the more I'm thinking about it,
It's gotta take the wind
it's
out of
pretty
the sail,
close.
no? Like,
It's
like,
yeah,
it's
it's
a
pretty
great it's
close.
different, and don't get me wrong, all the characters are different, like, personalities are different
Yeah.
than each other's show respectively,
Do
but
you think do
Jesus.
you think when they're picking these nominations, they have honest conversations like this? Like, do you think some dude's like, "Hey, what about Wisteria One and Sword?" And he's like,
You
"Nigga,
mean
do you
Black
mean
Clover
Black
2.0?
Clover?"
2.0?
Because if so, then nah, we'll just throw Black Clover up here. Fuck you, dude.
Right.
Like,
Ain't
I
Black Clover
wonder if
about to come out with some shit?
like, could you imagine the debates and the fucking anger and rage that goes into those conversations of people
Yeah.
just yelling at each other over what the nomination should be and what
In
they
the
should consider
executive
and
room?
why? Yep. Just them fucking being huge fans going after each other. Fucking yeah. Well, Will could whoop anybody's ass. Will could beat up Kafka. Will could beat up Kafka. Why would we put him in there? Huh? Like them just fucking full on arguments about that shit. I wonder if that's the way it happens.
Yeah.
I'd love to just sit in one
Just
of those
sitting, yeah, just
meetings
be a fly on the
and
wall.
just yep, and just fucking watch them fucking have that conversation. You
Yeah,
know?
they're even bringing up the producers of the shows and,
Yep.
like, the fucking voice actors and the
Yeah,
fucking
and then the scores, the music and shit
yeah,
like that. Like
the
fucking
ratings that they had per like, the
yep.
viewership they had per and
Yep,
they probably were bringing
absolutely.
up all kinds of numbers,
Yeah,
but
those are
no,
the
I mean,
3. Those are the 3 that came to mind when I was thinking of potential snubs. And like I said, I think all 3 of them got animated. Fucking A.
Jesus
Got
Christ.
nominated for different categories.
Right.
Good fucking lord.
Well, and who fucking cares if they're not anime of the year, you know what I'm saying? If you're not first, you're last kinda thing,
Yeah,
but
because even if you're nominated and don't win, it's the same as not being nominated is all at all. It's
right.
just like fucking you're a loser
Yeah,
regardless. You're at home just like everybody else is.
right. Yeah. No, I mean, those are 3 solid picks. I forgot about Windbreaker. I definitely could see that being an easy snub.
Yeah.
But also I wanna give a special shout out to Shangri-La. Shangri-La
Mm,
Frontier. It's not really getting a lot of attention. It's kinda
it's
going under
really
the
not.
rug.
It kind of died off the hype on that one, huh? And
Yeah.
it's still really good.
Yeah, and I haven't kept up with it fully because I tried to
Oh,
keep
I
off.
have. I have. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
try to keep off, but,
Yeah.
I'll probably end up picking it back up. But
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I
It's
do
pretty
wanna
good.
give a special dark because I already know that shit is still doing well. Like, even though I
Yeah.
haven't fully kept up, I'm like, I just know it's doing well.
Yeah, and it's funny because in SLF they actually do something that you would have wanted to see more of, which is they show a lot more of the real life stuff
Oh,
this
okay, yeah.
season. So
Nice.
you'll be really happy with this season with how much of that they show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dope.
because I know that when we talked about season 1, that was one of your things where you're like, I want to see more outside of the game. I don't want to
Yeah.
just see that. Like they have an actual life, and
Yeah.
we didn't get to see a lot of it. So they
Aw,
do show a lot of that.
that's dope that you listen to me. You remember I said that? Oh my gosh.
Not willingly.
Oh my
I fucking lose
gosh.
sleep over hearing your voice, dude.
Oh my
It's the fucking
gosh.
worst.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, looking at the list
Solo
that
leveling. Solo leveling.
I
Solo
was gonna
leveling.
ask, I was gonna ask,
Solo
out of the ones you've
Leveling.
seen, you
It's
might
just
wanna
kidding.
hear me ask the question.
Okay,
Just
alright.
throwing that out
My
there.
bad. I
Okay,
thought he was gonna
because
say, "Which one do I pick?" My bad.
yep. Now you've seen what, 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
Some of Frieren if you include that, right? So 4
Mhm.
of them.
Half a Furin.
Out
Don't
of the
say some,
4
half.
you pick or out of the 4 you've seen, is there one where you're like, "Doesn't stand a chance. No one's gonna vote for it.
Nope.
No way, no how."
Nope. Out of those 4, nope.
Yeah.
I think all 4 are pretty elite in their own way.
Yeah.
I think if there was one
If
out of
you
those
had to
4,
pick
if I
one.
had to pick one out of the 4, it'd be Kaiju
Mhm.
number 8. Just
Interesting.
'cause
I would have gone with Dandadan
yeah, no,
out of the
Kaiju
ones you've seen at least.
right? Because Dandadan, I have heard everyone, everyone, like, Dandadan
Okay.
had insane amount of buzz in my circles, like,
That's
insane. I
fair.
am
It did.
talking
Yeah.
damn near, like, JJK level, solo leveling
Damn.
level
That's a lot of buzz.
of buzz. Like, if
So much
I
buzz, you got a
I knew more
beehive.
people who had watched Dandadan than,
Can you
JJK.
acknowledge my great joke right there?
I was
So
in the
much
middle of a thought,
buzz.
I missed it.
So much buzz. You
Okay,
got a beehive.
thank you for ruining my moment.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
I appreciate
Continue.
it.
Continue.
No, but, yeah, I know a good amount of people who've seen Dandadan who haven't even
Mhm.
seen JJK, and I think that's blasphemy, but still,
That's wild,
like,
yeah.
Dandadan, it was just an insane amount of buzz.
Yeah. Now, which of those 4 are is your least favorite, personally?
Dandadan,
Yeah.
probably, but it's only because it's like a palate cleanser to me. Like, Dandadan is just kinda like a goofy, like, all over the place, like, just keeps you going kinda
Yeah.
show.
That's fair.
Um, Pretty lighthearted for the most part. It does have some nice, like, dark moments and raunchy moments, but it's kinda just lighthearted, whereas, like, Frieren is pretty fucking intense.
It's so intense.
Um, Kaiju number 8 is, like, lighthearted, but then it gets pretty intense in regards to just the
Yeah.
action and then the moments that they create. And then Solo Leveling, like I said, I'm be sucking Solo Leveling off all night tonight,
Yeah.
so
Now, it is so when I saw Frieren, because I really liked Frieren. Like,
you
we've had
got
that
the poster
conversation.
because of it,
Yeah, we've had that
so
conversation a couple times here and there off screen.
uh-huh.
Um, but I was shocked when it got nominated for Anime of the Year, just because it's actually a much slower developing show.
Insanely slow.
It's a much slower developing show.
Insanely slow.
So once you get into it, you're like, "Oh shit, it's
And it
fucking
makes
wild."
sense. It's like they're going at her
R r
pace.
Right. It makes perfect sense because she's a fucking elf, she lives forever, so she just moves slow, and it drives fucking,
Everyone
the
else, the
everyone
humans,
batshit crazy
right, like, you
because 'cause
just
they're like,
don't see
"Dude,
time like
let's
that.
fucking keep it moving, man. I
2
die
years
soon."
is a long time.
Yeah, we can't just sit here and read books for 2 years, motherfucker. Like, let's go do some shit. I'm gonna die soon, dog. Like, I don't have all day. But like animes nowadays are kind of favoring much, much, much faster building stories and
Yeah,
kind of getting there much quicker and a lot more action. So, although I truly enjoyed Frieren, I didn't think it would get the nomination just because of how slow it develops.
I do.
And I think I checked and it got nominated for 14 out of the 24 categories,
Yeah,
which I think it has the most nominations out of all
yeah,
the animes, which made me happy. It like truly did because it's like, okay, so they realize how good it is.
yeah,
But I was just shocked about like how popular it got, especially considering how slow it develops. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, it's a great show. I think once it hit episode 8 or something like that, it just took a whole nother level to the thing. I mean, I think what they do is they set you up just enough,
Right.
and, it definitely caught a shit ton of people's eyes,
Yeah.
similar to Don, but not quite as much hype in my opinion.
Yeah. I will say out of all the ones I've seen on here, I think if I was like gonna replace one with another, Delicious and Dungeon would be the one I replace just because
It ain't
it
it,
it
man.
it doesn't hold up to
You
so
could
many other.
you could
It's
you
good.
don't
I
have to
enjoyed it.
no, but you wouldn't tell your friends, "Hey, go watch it."
No. No, no, no.
You wouldn't. So it really
No.
don't matter. It really
At
don't
least
matter.
eventually I might, but it wouldn't be one of the
Nah.
first 10.
Yeah,
You know
nah,
what I
not even
mean?
close to 10.
it would be like
you'd
it'd
be
be like,
telling
"Hey,
people
I've
about all
watched
kinds
these."
of shit.
It'd be like, "I've watched these 30 animes. Do you have
Yeah.
another one?" And I'd be like, "Alright, yeah, Delicious in Dungeon's kinda dope. Like, you'll enjoy that shit."
That's like
Like,
saying Bocce and the Rock. You're like, you can go watch that. It's like, what the fuck? No.
I still haven't watched that one.
I'd
I
tell somebody
still
to go watch Food Wars before I tell them to go watch Delicious
Food
in
Wars is
Dungeon.
dope though. Food Wars is the shit. But the problem with Food Wars, you gotta make sure they're super into anime because if not, that's wild. That's a wild one,
They may
dude.
look at you different for the
Yeah,
rest of
hard
your
to
life.
explain. Hard to explain. They'd be like, "What the fuck did you send me, dude?"
They t I award you no points. And may
And may
God
God have
have
mercy
mercy
on
on
your
your soul.
soul. Yeah, I mean, I think clearly Solo Leveling's gonna win, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it's even close. I think Solo Leveling's gonna win
Yeah. Rightfully
by
so.
landslide.
Rightfully so. I
One thing
mean,
I don't like that they did is they let you vote once a day.
oh, that's stupid.
I don't like it when
What the
award shows
fuck is
do that
that?
because then
What
you
does
could
that
have the
even
same
mean?
fans in the same categories voting for the same
I
shit
was about to say you could
and
vote
that
for
one
each
wins.
one.
Yeah. Like it makes no fucking sense to do that. Like give every account one vote and call it a day.
What the fuck
Like
does that
everybody
even
gets one vote which makes you pick your favorite. You know what I mean?
I
Like
don't
it
know.
doesn't
That
make
just makes
sense.
0 sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all why an award show would do that.
No, it doesn't.
It lets you load up the box. You know what I mean? Like you got 9 players in the box now.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that. I don't like that they did that.
Do you think Dan can pull off an upset?
No.
Because,
No.
I don't know, man. If there is one that could do it, it's Dan. I mean, when I went to the anime
I think it'd be
convention,
Freren.
I guess Frerin, you must know because of the numbers, right? I mean, Frerin's what out of 14 out of the 21, and then what is Don?
24. Yeah. I don't know what Don to Don is. I did not look theirs up to be honest with you.
Okay,
I'm gonna
well,
go with 7 out of the 24 with
okay,
no facts, with no research, nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and just say 7.
all right.
So take that to the bank because I said it.
Yeah, absolutely
So it's
not.
probably right.
It's
I will
probably
absolutely not
wrong.
do that.
It's probably wrong. No, I mean,
uh
so I mean, I don't know those numbers, but if I did know those numbers, I would have assumed that Dan and Solo Leveling would be rivaling Furin's
yeah,
numbers in regards to nominations, let alone just the sheer fucking wave. Because, like I said, I went to the anime convention up here,
right. Yeah.
and it was Dandadan and Solo Leveling, and I saw even more Dandadan merch than I did Solo
Interesting.
Leveling. So purely on that,
That's
purely
fair.
on fucking anime merch at a
At a
relatively big
convention. Yeah, at a
anime
good sized
convention,
convention. Yeah.
Dandadan
Blew
might,
everything away.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's because of that kind of sexual aspect that Dandadan has, maybe,
Yeah.
but
And situations like that where we're kind of talking about it like this, I wish award shows would like tell you who was second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like they're only gonna announce the winner.
Mhm.
But it would be nice to kind of see how it ended up being laid out in the end.
Oh
Right? Because
yeah.
we're gonna do a poll on this, obviously, just like we do every time we do the Crunchyroll Awards. We'll do a poll and see
Yeah.
what everybody says.
Which we
But every time
appreciate
we do a
y'all
poll,
fucking getting into our last poll with Dr.
yes, sir.
Stone. But go ahead.
Yeah, man, y'all fucking came out for that shit. But it's like even remember last time, even though who we thought would win potentially was up there, like all however many votes the other ones were getting was still shocking, right? Like I think people said JJK season 2 was gonna win, but I think the second most votes was Vinland Saga last year.
Hmm.
And I was like, man, I would have thought it was Demon Slayer or it would have been this, but instead it was fucking Vinland Saga. You know what I mean?
I think,
Like it's always crazy to kind of
bruh,
see.
don't be surprised if Dandadan ends up fucking winning.
I just don't see it,
That's no
man.
joke. I'm dead ass. No joke. It might actually win.
I think if I had to pick the potential upset for solo
It's
leveling, I think
Frieren.
it would be Frieren. I think
Yeah.
it would be Frieren.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think it would be Dan to Dan, but I can't argue against Dan to Dan because you're not wrong on the
Frieren's
level of hype.
it's too slow of a build. It's too slow of a build. It goes crazy once it hits.
Yeah,
It
it
goes
sure does.
berserk. once
Friend's
it
kind of a
hits.
fucking thug.
Right, but then, again, and then it still has pockets where it's just kinda like, we're moving," and then it
Right.
gets big again, and then, we're moving," and it's
Yeah.
perfect for the show.
Right.
Don't get me
Agreed.
wrong.
Yeah.
Don't change a thing.
No.
I'm
No.
not criticizing the show in any way.
It's just
It's
saying what it
just
is.
right.
Saying what it is. And
It
that's basically what it is.
right.
It's moment, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Big
Mo
moment, slow
Slow
it
it
down,
down,
slow it
slow it
down,
down,
slow
slow
it
it
down.
down.
Right.
And Solo Leveling was just like in your face, in your face, in your
Yeah.
face. Don just in your face, in your face, in your face. So that's
So
the main reason.
and you don't think Attack on Titan has a chance? I'm sorry, Kaiju number 8? You don't think Kaiju number 8 has a
Attack on
chance?
Titan. Same
I
shit,
did
man.
it. It's the
Same
same fucking
shit.
show. It's the same fucking show.
No, I
Down to him getting fucking arrested and them deciding to use him as a weapon after they arrest him. Like, it's the same fucking
whether or
show,
not to
dude.
kill him or whether or
Yeah,
not to
it's the same
fucking
exact fucking show. But yeah, you don't think they stand a chance at all? Because I really did
and there's a
enjoy
select
Kaiju
number
number
of the
8.
kaiju. It's like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's spot on. It's
and
so
then the
spot on.
Mina being a badass, Mikasa being a
Yep,
badass. Yeah, I mean,
yep,
it's like, what do you wanna do?
yep, it's the same fucking
Uh,
show. That
no,
dude that
but
dude could sit in front of me right now, the creator of that could sit in front of me right now and try the whole time to convince me that it's not AOT, and I'd be like, "You're a liar, dude, you
it's
copied
funny how hard
AOT."
you're writing for this, whereas when I brought up, the other show being very similar.
Wisteria Wanted
Yeah,
Sword
with
and
Stir Water Sword, you're like, "Is it? Is
yeah,
it?" Ultimately, you're like, "Yeah," but
yeah,
you're riding hard for this
I
Kaiju number
sure
8
am,
Attack
dude.
on Titan.
I sure it's the same fucking show.
Do you think that
I
is
I
what
enjoy
took
them
away from
both.
it? Do you think that's played a role in kind of why you don't think it's gonna win it? Because there's no shot Kaiju
No,
number 8 wins, no?
no, I
As
don't think
much
that
as we
played a
wouldn't
role.
care and as much as we'd be happy for Kaiju number 8?
'Cause I enjoyed it. I really did
Yeah, it was
enjoy it. I
dope.
enjoyed the shit out of it, but I also
Yeah.
enjoyed AOT. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's AOT with fucking dinosaurs. Like, what are we talking about here? Like,
Yeah.
no, but I don't think that takes away from it. Because it clearly was popular enough to end up on the list, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that takes away from it.
No.
I just think that when you're putting it at the top tier with these ones,
With those
I
3
don't e-
specifically.
with those three in particular, I don't think it's good enough
Yeah.
I don't think it's up to snuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, even Apothecary Diaries, like you could make the argument kind of like Oshinoko with last year, right? Where
Yeah.
Apothecary Diaries, because it's so different from the action and all this other stuff,
It just can't
that
compete.
that it can't compete, but it's why it also is at least somewhat competitive, right?
Right.
So it has its own little like cult following
Yeah.
that aren't into the action anime shit.
Yeah, it's almost like they try to stick to the script in regard to, like, finding at least one Oshinoko type anime,
Right,
and at
right.
least one,
We got to do that one of these episodes where we just go through their past lists and then try and
try
find some
and, like,
similarities
figure out.
and see what they're
Yeah.
doing, like if they're doing it on purpose or they're really just picking what they think is going to be the best. Or it'd
Right.
be nice to kind of figure out how they go about picking the nominations for all these.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be some kind of uniformity, right? I hope I
Yeah.
used that word right or said the right word.
Uniformity. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I might have made that word up. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
gotta be some kinda consensus. Is that what you
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah, some kind of like consistent factor that they
oh,
use to
so,
bring
like,
all these
I
things
know
in.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I really think uniformity is the right
I
word,
don't think that's the
but
right
I
word.
also could be making up this
Criteria.
word. Yeah,
That's
that's not the
probably the
word I
best
was
way.
thinking of, but yes, that is
Uniformity
correct.
is the word you were thinking of,
It
but,
was, yes.
criteria.
I also
There's
make up a
gotta
lot
be
of
some
words.
kind of criteria.
Yeah, some consistent criteria that they judge that they use to bring all these, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
whether it's however many episodes streamed or whatever. But that even if
It's
that was
gotta
the
reach at
case,
least a certain level there because
but
how can you say something that's been watched twice is anime
right.
of the year? It's gotta
But
reach a certain
the
level.
confusion with that would be Netflix historically doesn't release their streaming data. They don't let you know how
Ah,
many watches
whatever. You
things
don't
get.
know if they releasing
So
it or not.
Delicious in
You
Dungeon.
just throw that out your ass.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but
That's actually something
you
I
don't know if Crunchyroll has access to it or
gotcha.
not.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying now. Yeah. But but that's kind of my point is that I'd be interested to see if it was something like that, to see if like, oh, they went to Netflix and they got the streaming data for
Well, and it
Delicious in
would make
Dungeon,
sense for them to
or they
release
went to
it,
High
right?
Dive and got the
Wouldn't
yeah,
it make sense because you as Netflix, you want Crunchyroll to put your anime on
in
their
there.
anime,
Right,
the
right,
that's only gonna help
right,
you. How does
right,
that not
correct.
benefit you at all?
Right, especially when they're not releasing the numbers, you know what I mean? They're just adding it to the list
Right.
of anime of the year, so it could really only help you. So you're not wrong there at all. Um, but I would like to see that. I would like them to, like, release how they determine what goes into which category.
I
You know what I
wouldn't.
mean?
Keep it secret because then that's all hell's gonna break loose.
Oh, so
Absolutely not.
fucking
Keep
people
that
would
shit in a
disagree.
box. Yeah.
Now, I guess then my question would be, would you rather just you know and not tell anybody, or would you rather you don't even know
I
at
would
all?
rather I don't even know.
So even if they told you and didn't release that information and you weren't allowed to release it, you still would rather just be like, "Yeah, fucking leave me in the dark. I'd
Leave
rather
me in the
not know
dark.
how the
It's not even
sausage is
worth it.
made."
It's not even worth it. It's similar to like the Grammys, any of that
Yeah,
shit. It's like I don't want to know the process of selecting nominations. Just
that's interesting.
put them up there, and if I like them, I'll vote. If I don't, I won't even vote. So
Yeah, it sucks because we're probably gonna do a poll on who people have as the anime of the year, but I would like to see a poll on, if people would like to know what goes
yeah, I
into
don't
picking
think
them.
people would want to answer that.
Like, I would just like to know where people's heads at, because I wouldn't have thought at all that you would be like, "Nah, don't ever tell me." I'd rather not know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, I don't care
Like,
for
I
it.
would have thought everybody wanted to know.
Nah, I don't care for
But
it. Because they do a
now I
pretty good job, at least from what we've seen so far, of
yeah.
selecting solid nominees for the most part.
Yeah, and I mean, even to that
For the most
credit, the
part.
one that, we both kind of agree would be the bottom tier of that would be Delicious in Dungeon. And I've watched it. You haven't, but I've watched it, and I still think it's a really good anime. I really enjoyed it. I don't think I ever would have thought it would have ended up on the anime of the year list, but I truly did like enjoy watching it and think it's a good anime. But as we mentioned, like, I'm not gonna throw that out there as my first rec to get to someone to get them into anime, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so,
Absolutely
what do
not.
you what do you do with it? Like Kaiju number 8 I threw out there. Depending on the person, the type. There's probably more I throw in front of Kaiju number 8, but Kaiju number 8's higher on the list than Delicious
Right.
in Dungeon.
What now? I guess this is an off the cuff question. Out of this list, who do you think has the which do you think has the biggest ceiling moving forward
What do you mean
in
by the
regards
ceiling?
to
Like
like
who
how
will
big
be
it
the
can get?
bigger show?
Yeah, worldwide. Who has
Um,
the which show has the bigger ceiling or
ooh,
biggest ceiling?
that's a good question.
Just thought of it.
Honestly, I think if I had to pick one, it would be Apothecary Diaries.
Biggest ceiling.
Yes, because it's not an action anime.
You think
It's It's the only one up there that's not really considered an action anime at all,
well, it's funny you said that because I would have thought Oshinoko would have had the biggest ceiling out of all the
because it's not
ones,
an action
just
anime.
because it's not with the exception, I guess you could say, of JJK, but
Right.
I mean, I don't
That's an
know.
easy answer because it's already
Right.
so big. Yeah. Same with Solo Leveling.
Right,
Like,
like, can
that would be the
JJK get any
easiest answer.
bigger? I mean, it's pretty much reached its
Yeah.
peak.
Everybody, even people who don't like anime are super into it.
Right.
But I think Apothecary Diaries, because it doesn't only just pull, like, if you just enjoy, even if you enjoy mostly action animes, kind of like us, where we enjoy mostly action
We're
animes,
biased towards
um,
it for sure.
yeah, but we'll still like, I still really enjoy Apothecary Diaries. And they're also going to pull the people who don't like action animes versus an action anime where your ceiling's capped off for people who maybe don't want to watch that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So
We just aren't
Apothecary Diaries
inclined.
has I think it has the biggest ceiling,
Right.
personally. I could be fucking dead wrong. Who fucking knows? It may never do anything else after season 2, but who fucking knows?
That's an
What about you?
interesting point.
Which one do you think?
I think Frieren
I was thinking about it. It was
I think
between a Frieren
Frieren
and
has the
Apothecary
fucking
Diaries.
I think Frieren has an insane, like, level of balance in regards to storyline, like,
Mhm.
sadness.
Yeah.
So just depression, pure fucking depression,
Yeah.
and action. It's like an incredible combination of
It
storyline,
does kind of take you
depression,
through all
and
the
action
emotions and what it's kind of like to go through loss and shit like that and have
consistently.
to keep moving.
And we're one season in,
Yeah.
and
One
you
season
you
in.
can tell that this is probably going to go 5, 6 seasons.
Oh, easily. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Probably, could be wrong. Don't quote me on that shit.
Yeah, also don't know how long the manga is,
No
how much is
clue.
out. I don't know if
Nothing.
it's
We
still
don't
running,
read
if it's
manga here.
ended. Um, I
Don't
could
know.
make some shit up if you guys want. Like,
Let's put it.
the manga's definitely still going for Frieren. All right, they have out 168 chapters.
Chappers.
Yeah, chapters. You gotta love those
That's not how you
chappers.
say chapters.
Uh, yeah, it's how I say, bitch. Um, it's got 168 of them out. It's definitely 3 seasons worth of material out already, and the manga is one of the highest selling mangas. It's top 5 for sure. That's how
Okay.
you make up facts. That's how you make up facts
And
about it.
you know what? Let's keep this train going. Just thought of these two questions too. Let's give our take on, I guess, more so you, but I can throw in for the four that I've watched. Which main characters out of the six that are listed you
Ooh,
you like the most, you personally, nothing
okay.
about the community, and then also which best supporting character you think, like
All
side
right.
character,
So let me get this right.
um
All right. So
out of
let
all
me just kind of
six.
interpret this into Shane. So you want to know which main character out of all of these I like the most,
Correct?
and then which side character out of all these
That you
I
like
like
the
the
most.
most. Okay. So as far as main
Off the cuff.
characters, ooh, this is tricky.
Off the cuff,
Uh
baby. No
Main
no
character, I think
pre-thought.
out of all these, Frieren might be my favorite.
Okay.
And then out of the side characters, it's kind of a toss up between Jinho in Solo Leveling.
Jinho, okay.
Yep, I fuck
That's
with
a
Jinho so
Hey,
goddamn
that's a
hard.
good pick.
I fuck with him so goddamn hard.
That's a
And
good
then
pick.
who's the white-haired dude in Kaiju number 8? I can't think
Oh
of his name.
fuck.
I
Oh, that
can't
one's
think of
gonna
his
piss
name.
me off. Oh, that one's gonna
Yeah.
piss me off. I know
Yeah, it's
the
gonna
but
bother me.
his right hand man, Kafka's right hand
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, his
motherfucker
dude
was
in there.
was holding him on his back
Yep.
while he
Yep.
was out there shooting and shit.
Yes, sir. But yeah, so if I had to pick, those would be the ones I pick who I think
Out
are
of
the
all
better
six.
out of all 6.
Okay,
Now,
so
out of the 4 you've watched, what do you have?
um so for main character, I have Kafka just
Okay.
cuz I fucking relate to him like no other.
Yeah.
And then um best side character, I have it's a toss up between Okarun from Dandadan, who I kind of see as a side character to Momo.
I was literally thinking about that. I was like, would he be considered a side character? And I guess you could. So
I
I'll
feel like it's
allow it.
definitely
I'll
more
allow it.
her.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
But it's between him and Frieren, the girl that she's um
Fern.
Fern.
Yep.
So between Fern
I do kind of
and
fuck with Fern.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what it is about Fern. I think she's kind of exuberating her demeanor, Fern's demeanor, and
Exuberating her demeanor.
yeah, like she's calm.
Gotcha.
And I think for someone who's going on that adventure, for her to be like that, having trained with her, I think is just fucking dope. I just like their dynamic and how they go
Yeah.
back. I like how she compliments Fern.
Gotcha.
Um, so yeah, it would be between those two. I would say I think that's like a sharp tie for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there could be an argument made that Okrun's the main character.
That's why I
Um,
like so I guess I would say Fern
yeah.
from
Well, I
Fearing
mean,
because that's kind of
but that's it. It's like the argument could be made he's also a side character, right? So that's why I didn't push back on it because I was like, I mean, I personally see him as a main character, but you could make a strong argument that he's a side character and
right,
Momo's the main character.
right,
Like you could really truly make that argument.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
That would be
No, fun
interesting.
combo though. Fun
Yeah.
combo.
Yeah. No, that'd be fucking great.
Yeah, I
But I
wish that
think
they
we're
would
we're both in
release some
agreement
of that
here. We
shit.
think Solo Leveling is gonna take it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Like,
there's no doubt. I mean, Solo Leveling, it was just insane, the boom that it had. It had everybody going crazy, similar to JJK, not quite to that level, but very
right.
close. Very
Yeah.
close in my opinion.
Yeah, it was that's about as close as since we started the pod at least. I think Solo Leveling is the closest we've been to the JJK hype.
Yeah.
Now, and I still think JJK was above it in hype,
Uh-huh.
and I do think it's a slightly bit better of a show.
Yeah.
But it'd be like 1A and 1B.
No, I don't think it's a
You know what I
slightly
mean?
I see why you would think it is, but I see JJK as like another level of better storyline.
So you don't even think it's slightly. You think it's
S-
like you think they're
Like
both
the overall,
phenomenal,
both phenomenal,
but you think
but
JJK is just that show,
yeah.
and then it's not like even a debate.
JJK is much more well-rounded in regards to
I
their
Yes,
storyline
yes
to
it
me.
is, which is why I put it slightly. Um, but anybody could make the case that it's more than slightly, and I wouldn't like freaking heavily debate it with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, all right, yeah, you could say that, I
Well,
guess.
it makes sense as to why it's not well-rounded. It's so low leveling. It's literally about
Yeah,
Jinwoo doing everything, you know what I mean?
yeah, it
So,
really. I mean, yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's not
truly
supposed to be well-rounded.
right. It's supposed to be about that action,
So,
and to its credit, it is
it
about that
is,
action.
right.
I
So,
mean, it's no
can't really knock
windbreaker,
that.
but
Right. It's like
where it's hands 24/7.
right, and we're like, "Where's everybody's parents?"
Right, dude. Like seriously though, where are everybody's parents? Like they're out there saving the town that they all live in, but not one time do they save their own parents or someone else they know's parents.
We should title this Crunchyroll 2024 Awards dash and Windbreaker as well.
Right?
We're gonna talk
And
about that as
windbreaker.
well.
Yep. But all right, you got anything you want to say while we land the plane?
No, just phenomenal last year
Yeah,
of
really good.
anime. I wish we probably could have pre-thought, maybe think whether or not 2023 was better than 2024.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe do a side episode on that one day or something like
Yeah,
that.
one of these days.
But
Yeah,
but no, great year for anime. It's only booming. It's only getting bigger and bigger as usual. Our channel's getting bigger and bigger
yes, sir.
as well. So we appreciate the love you guys are showing,
Yes,
and
sir.
we're gonna continue to come out with newer animes. We got Freerin coming up,
Yes, sir.
and then uh, we got to
We still
get to
got
a
Windbreakers coming out right
yeah.
now. We'll be touching that. We got Fire Force, the final season's starting to come out. We'll definitely be touching that.
Demon
Uh,
Slayer is gonna be coming out again this year
yep,
in
Demon
movie
Slayer. Like,
form.
yeah, it's a really good year for anime, and I
Oh
mean, even
yeah.
like you were just saying, like the way anime's grown since we were kids,
Oh
and you
man.
were and you were either a closeted anime fan or a weirdo. Like there was no in between. So it's kind of cool to see how much it's grown and how it's showing in this whole kind of like just like you see people at the gym now wearing
I was
anime
gonna say,
gear. You see anime stickers and decals on the back of cars. Like it's starting to become pretty mainstream and pretty common for
yeah,
people to at
you're
least
seeing
have watched one or
rappers
two
and
animes.
athletes
Yeah.
reference anime and all the time. So
Yeah, it's really nice to see how much it's grown and how normal it is to watch anime nowadays because it's just so good.
yeah,
Like more people need to be out there watching it.
I
But
agree.
guys, we appreciate every single fucking one of you. As always, like, subscribe, comment,
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 comment.
comment. You guys have been doing such a great job with the comments. We truly,
Indubitably.
truly appreciate it.
Indubitably.
The engagement has been phenomenal.
Indubitably.
Remember, a real friend tells a friend.
Tell them.
Real friend tells a friend.
Tell them.
Tell all your friends.
Tell
A
them
real
all.
friend tells all their
All
friends.
of them.
That's what it should be from here on out.
Tell them all. Hey, these
Tell
guys are
everybody.
fucking amazing.
Steal your friend's phone, subscribe,
Yeah, he
and then
almost
give
he
it back.
struggled there. Steal your
Dude, it was
French
rough.
phone. I was like, oh, he
Dude,
made
it's
it
been
through,
rough.
but
It's been rough
woo.
tonight. It's been rough tonight.
No, I don't
Not one
blame
of my
him.
stronger nights.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, Comedy Hashira,
Blackie Chan.
we out.
We out.